Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We dipped down earlier, but now we're starting to move back up into the green. But again, no real price movement happening. And we're moving with Bitcoin still. The charts look identical for Bitcoin and XRP. But you know, a lot of people are still expecting a much deeper pullback. Other people are saying this is the last shakeout before Turbo Town. Honestly, I think September looks really good. You know, there's still people saying today we're going to skyrocket up above $1 because today's the last day of the month. I don't see that happening. Everything starts in September. Bull run to start in September. I think what's going on is the goalpost keeps moving forward. But why is that happening? First of all, I thought we would have stablecoin regulations already. I honestly thought we would have had crypto regulations by now. But even what's going on with the 2024 election, that's holding up everything because nobody's in a rush to do anything, honestly. You have the Republicans, pro-Bitcoin, pro-crypto, pro-innovation, pro-America. And at the same time, you have the Democrats trying to look pro-crypto, but it's just too hard of a sell for them. Because for the last 3 years, it's been nothing but crackdown after crackdown on crypto. And even now, the SEC is still cracking down. But what's going to happen in September that's going to change things is I think the Fed will definitely lower rates. If that rate cut happens, I think that will send us into the next run-up. But then there's this. So a lot of people are now questioning what's going on with Russia and Ripple. Are they going to use XRP? But even if that wasn't to happen, it still looks like things are full steam ahead for Korea and Ripple. Korea is on the brink of live production with blockchain-based products and digital assets, thanks to its advanced regulatory framework. In a recent survey, 20% of financial institutions indicated they plan to use XRP. Take note of the timeline. As Korean financial institutions should now be in the pilot phase, their tokenized deposits pilot program begins in Q4 2024 and will soon transition to the production phase. This looks good leading us in to 2025. August 2024, Bank of Japan, deposit tokenization. You see it already happening. It's going to start from October 2024 to December 2024. So big things are still happening for XRP. We're still pushing ahead. And you know, Ripple went very big in Asia, and you see now why they did that. Because they have a clear path forward there. This comes from Rob Cunningham. Can there be any doubt whatsoever why the JP Morgan Goon Squad initiated their blitzkrieg against Ripple after their overtures to acquire Ripple were rejected in 2018? Does anyone believe the largest shareholder of the largest private central bank on earth didn't have the power to wage lawfare, regulatory capture, media slander, social media character assassination, board member intimidation, and much worse in their effort to utterly destroy a competitive threat they couldn't beat or buy? And that's what happened. And then they launched JP Morgan Coin. But here's the problem with JP Morgan Coin right here. JP Morgan Coin is a system exclusive to the customers of a single bank. In other words, it does not envision payments to customers of other banks. No other bank is going to utilize that JP Morgan coin. I keep seeing people saying what happened with Neum, that they're going to push ahead with JP Morgan coin. That's not going to happen. In fact, I'm going to show you why that Neum JP Morgan partnership is so important. So this is why employees who inquired about Basil III at their banks were fired. Banks fear this more than anyone would ever know. They do not want the average citizens being educated on what this means, because all of their predatory practices are going to come to a screeching halt. And people are going to be driven to more stable institutions which have this in play. This is especially great for people who want to exchange their foreign currency at secure banking locations who have implemented Basil III or even ISO 222. We are moving away from the Federal Reserve in totality in this transition period once precious metals become more prominent in financial transactions. And you see right here, Federal Reserve Board announces final individual capital requirements for all large banks effective on October 1st, 2024. Now let's jump ahead to Basil III, the final push for banking stability. Basil III Endgame is a global regulatory framework that aims to strengthen bank capital requirements, ensuring banks have enough high-quality capital, like cash and government bonds, to cover potential losses. The BIS, the Central Bank of Central Banks, has been guiding this framework, making sure banks worldwide meet minimum liquidity standards. Why? To prevent another 2008 financial crisis. But here's the kicker. If banks fall short of these capital requirements, they face automatic restrictions on dividends and bonus payments, and worse, could trigger a loss of confidence leading to a potential bank run. That comes from Echo X. So now you see why JP Morgan partnered up with Neum. Neum is also partnered with Ripple. They utilize RippleNet and XRP. What does XRP provide? On-demand liquidity. But everybody's saying no, Neum is going to use JP Morgan's rails and they're going to strengthen the JP Morgan coin. I don't think so. I think what happened was JP Morgan didn't want to tie themselves directly to Ripple because of what's still going on with the SEC. So they went to a Ripple partner instead, but they will still be utilizing the RippleNet technology and XRP. That's my honest opinion on that, because I've been looking at this every possible way I can, and all roads lead to JP Morgan wanting to have on-demand liquidity so they don't have to worry so much about Basil III. This comes from Black Swan Capitalist. The global derivatives market is estimated to be worth over $1 quadrillion. The 9 largest banks have more than $220 trillion in derivatives exposure, which is more than 3 times the size of the global economy. When massive XRP institutional adoption takes place globally and Ripple tackles the derivatives market, one XRP couldn't possibly be less than 2 to 3 digits. This is the definition of undervalued. And that's what we're waiting on. And honestly, I think that will most likely send XRP to 4 digits. You know, everybody sits back and they look at Bitcoin and they say, well, Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million plus. But nothing is holding Bitcoin up. It has no real utility. It's expensive and it's slow, yet it's still sitting around $59,000. XRP delivers on-demand liquidity, can fix the current financial system, can fix any liquidity crisis that occurs, can send anything of value across borders, and yet people still think it's never gonna break $1 again. People need to wake up in this space or they're going to be left behind. Popular analyst sees XRP price reaching $27 in the next bull run. So, like I said, this has been a number that's been with us for quite a while. But E-Grade Crypto says he predicted that if XRP experiences half of the spectacular rise that it did in 2017, it may hit $27, aiming for the 0.618 Fibonacci level. And a lot of people are saying that we are following 2017 perfectly, and they're expecting three digits plus. So even if we only captured half of what we captured in 2017, we could hit $27. I think that's very conservative. I think we will most likely achieve that price point. Because if you look at it, it's very obtainable. But you know, people will say, we're never going above $1. We're always going to be held under $1. I'm telling you, people who are looking at market cap in previous cycles are going to end up getting left behind once utility drives the price of XRP. This comes from Edo Farina. Franklin Templeton has its eyes on XRP. Digital Assets Bulletin published in August 2024 points out to XRP as the best performer among the top 10 and mentions Ripple's escrow. So you see it right here. But then in the next sentence, they say the Bank of Russia aims to launch the digital ruble, a blockchain-based digital currency, by July 2025. Plus, Russia plans to legalize cryptocurrencies for international settlements. Honestly, I don't think those two sentences ended up next to each other coming from Franklin Templeton by accident. I think Franklin Templeton also knows that Russia will most likely utilize XRP. It makes sense for them to use it. Ripple has rails in every single BRICS country, so why would you go and use something else? When XRP is the best trust layer you can have in between two countries when sending money back and forth. The Great Wealth Migration, $68 trillion, is being passed on to Gen X, Millennials, and Gen Z by parents and grandparents. What will the younger generation buy? Bitcoin, tech, and digital assets. I honestly don't think a lot of this money is going to end up in crypto. First of all, the government is going to end up with a good portion of this through taxes. But most of this generation, there's houses that I know of that I grew up with these people, and their parents passed away and left the house to them, and they never even came back and claimed the house. The house ended up going up for taxes, and then it got auctioned off. You know, I think a lot of this wealth is also going to end up in other places. You got to remember, a lot of people are in a lot of debt right now. Look at credit card debt. It's reaching new all-time high after new all-time high. Plus, people end up buying things they really don't need. Like, they'll go out and buy an $80,000 pickup truck. And, you know, they'll have it lifted. They'll have the best rims put on it. Things like that. Same reason that you see people in the crypto space saying, once I get rich off of crypto, I'm going and buying a Lambo. Or I'm going to buy a mansion. I think a lot of this money will never touch the crypto space. You know, but people will sell this as an idea that a lot of money is going to come flowing in. However, I do believe out of this $68 trillion, most likely crypto will capture maybe 10% of this when it's all said and done. But Brad Garlinghouse still thinks that we will see a market cap for all of crypto at least $5 trillion by the end of this year. I really hope Brad is right, because if that was to happen, I think we're going to see a fantastic run for Bitcoin, and we'll see a fabulous alt season as well. But until it all happens, you got to stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.